Have you heard about the mother of fish? It is said that with her grace, she can grant the deepest desires of the heart. Everything started when the mother of fish approached a fisherman near the shores of Denia. He was a simple man, devoted to his wife, his fishing, and the land they worked together. One could say they almost had a perfect life. Almost. They had a longing for children of their own, and until then they had had no luck with that endeavour. The mother of fish swam to the shores of Denia and presented herself to the man. She said, "Cut off my 3 heads, your wife must eat 1, your mare and your dog must eat the other 2. After that, my 2 tails in your garden you shall hang. Only then, what you long for you will have." Her instructions didn't make sense to the man, but who was he to disobey the orders of such a creature? So, without a second thought, he and his wife did everything the mother of fish ordered. Sure enough, 9 months later, the mother of fish kept her promise. Below the lemon tree where the tails were hanged, 2 large swords were formed as flowers blossoming from the land. Their dog had 2 puppies, the black mare gave birth to 2 little horses, and his wife miraculously had 2 beautiful twins, James and Joan. Time went by in the port of Denia, where James became an adventurous fisherman. Joan was a much calmer child who preferred working on the land. When James turned 20, he began to feel restless and desirous of adventure. His brother advised him to go and fulfill his dreams. So James said goodbye to his family and started his journey. He took the mare, the dog, and his sword on his journey. If things went awry, the twin swords, connected by magical nature, would signal each other. It was the month of April. James walked quietly through the lands of Alcoy, where a 7-headed dragon besieged the lands, and the villages of Duke Frederick were in danger. The Duke, in an attempt to solve the situation, started sacrificing 1 person each day among the inhabitants from Castalla to feed the dragon in order to calm his hunger. But the day arrived when it was the turn of the Duke's beautiful and young daughter Eleanor to be sacrificed. In his despair, the Duke offered his daughter's hand to anyone who would kill the dragon. As chance would have it, James and his horse met the dragon. James, with his sword held high, charged courageously. After a fierce battle, he killed the dragon. James cut the 7 tongues of the dragon to keep them as tokens of what he had done. When he arrived at the castle, the Princess Eleanor had cried tears of happiness. The whole town celebrated the dragon's death along with the royal wedding. So happy and lucky were these 2 youngsters. However, James was still restless. He wanted to know his lands. It was this curiosity and the duty of a good ruler that moved him to leave his wife. Exploring around, he was attracted to a house by the chants of goldfinches and listened to the voice of a maiden who said, "Knight, please come in and see the talking sparrow." James got off his horse, leaving the dog and his sword behind, and went into the house. He noticed several statues, but ignored the real danger of where he was. Joan saw that his sword started rusting. Understanding what that meant, he took off looking for his brother. After hours of travelling, he finally located James's horse and the dog outside of the house. Joan heard the same voice his brother had heard before. He almost fell for the witch's trick. But when he saw his petrified brother, he reacted and killed the witch with his sword. All the statues came to life again, including his brother James. James and Joan returned to the palace where Eleanor awaited. They thought it was all over, until a weird mist appeared with the spirit of the witch. She cast an evil spell powered by her own dead spirit. James and Joan prepared to fight together against her, but the powers of the witch were fueled by her angst of being defeated. Eleanor, desperate to help her beloved, took the dragon's tongues and triggered the magical fire in them to make the witch burn. So, the good people of Castalla were finally happy, and the lands of Alcoy experienced a blossoming never witnessed before. Eleanor and James, blissfully in love, reigned the lands and brought happiness to the villagers. Joan returned to his home and got married to a lovely woman. He continued living the life he always wanted to live. The mother of fish was not seen on the shores of Denia again. She was, however, always present. What a wonderful creature she is, living in the dark waters with her strange animosity, letting the fruits of her grace spread, and enjoying the happiness she brought on many with no need of worship.